Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if this is your first time here, thanks for checking me out. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I made this delicious sweet and sour chicken, and I'm positive that anyone you make it for, even if it's just for yourself, will be begging you to make it again very soon. So if you would like to see how to get this dish served on your table, stay tuned. Alright guys, so let's get started. So what I have here are some boneless, skinless chicken thighs. Now, if you want to use chicken breasts, go ahead if you want to, but me and everybody else in the world knows that the chicken thigh is more flavorful, it's juicier. I mean, you would have to cook a chicken thigh for 2 days straight before it dry out. But if you want to use the chicken breast, by all means do you. So what we're gonna do first is start by cutting this up into bite-sized pieces. Now you can trim the fat if you want to, and I may do that if I were making a different kind of recipe, but because I'm frying the chicken, I don't mind having that extra fat on there. But again, it's your food. If you want to trim the fat, definitely go ahead and do that. So now I have cleaned my chicken, and now we're gonna go ahead and season it up. I'm gonna be using the usual suspects: salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, maybe a little Cajun seasoning, maybe a little bit of MSG. Whatever seasonings you like to have on your chicken, go ahead and season the chicken. And then we're going to go ahead and get that all mixed up. So I didn't really want to bore you by showing you me cutting up vegetables, but some people don't know what to do, so I am gonna try to get through this rather quickly. The one thing I want you to take away from this is that you want to cut your peppers large. So we're not like dicing these up real small. You want larger pieces in your sweet and sour chicken, so it comes through the dish. Does that make sense to you guys? You don't want to hide it. You want to, what's the word opposite of hide? You want to highlight. Yes, there we go. You want to highlight the peppers in your dish. So that's why I'm cutting them on a larger scale. And then if you have any of that white, I think it's called membrane, you want to just take that off as well. And again, for the onion, I'm just showing you that you want to cut that in a sizable amount, because you want all of your veggies to show through the dish. And just look at how colorful and fresh these vegetables are. On a side note, you can use a frozen version of these vegetables to save time if you would like to. They're probably going to be smaller and not quite the same, but you can do that as a shortcut. Okay, so now I'm going to mix together some flour, some cornstarch, and a little bit of baking powder so that we can coat our chicken. And I'm just going to throw in a little bit of salt and pepper just so it's not like bland. And then we'll go ahead and get that mixed up. So now we're going to take a few eggs and get those beaten up. Now I don't always fry my chicken like with an egg wash, but when I make like chicken fingers or something that I want to be kind of a little extra crispy, then I will dip them in egg first. So I'm just going to go ahead and get those beaten up, and then we're going to place our chicken bites into the egg and then into the flour to dredge it. One thing that I like about this recipe is that it's kind of versatile as far as maybe if you don't like the sweet and sour sauce, you could always substitute that sauce with something else. You could do teriyaki, you could do, I don't know, maybe some kind of Hawaiian sauce with pineapple. So you don't have to stick to sweet and sour for this recipe. You can use any sauce flavor that you like. So now we have the chicken and our egg, and now we're just gonna dip it in the flour mixture and get that well coated. So now let's go ahead and get our veggies sauteed. So I have a shallow amount of oil in the pan, and to that I'm just gonna add some butter. Don't worry, the full list of ingredients and measurements will be in the description box. So we're gonna go ahead and throw our veggies in there, and then we're just gonna sprinkle a dusting of salt and pepper on there as well. So I'm gonna be serving my sweet and sour chicken over a bed of rice. Now, just so y'all know, I 9 times out of 10 make the boil and bag rice. I just find it easier. I mean, you get perfect results every time. You don't have to worry about it sticking and 2 parts this and 1 part that. I mean, just boil it in the bag and it comes out perfect every time. All right, so let's go ahead and fry this chicken. So, I mean, we're just gonna fry the chicken. I have some oil in the pan, and we're just gonna throw that in there until it gets golden brown on one side, and then we're gonna flip it over on the other side so it can get some color and some doneness to it. Now, don't forget, if you are enjoying this video, I have a lot of other videos on my channel that I'm sure that you will enjoy just as equally. So be sure to check out some of those other recipes. So just a quick check-in on our veggies. They are doing great. As far as how long, it just depends on how much of a bite you want them to have, or if you'd like them to be a little bit on the softer side. And then we're gonna check in on our chicken. They are looking great as well. So now that they are golden brown on that side, we're just gonna flip them over and let them do the same thing. And again, as far as our chicken goes, I mean, you could use this way of making chicken for several different recipes. If you have some picky eaters, I mean, you could just make these into kind of like chicken nugget type of things. Or you could do like a KFC bowl and put some mashed potatoes and corn and gravy together with that. So there's a lot of different things you can do with this base. Okay, so now that everything is done, let's go ahead and start to put this together. So I'm using this sweet and sour sauce that I just picked up from Aldi's. They have a few different sauces like teriyaki, sweet and sour, I can't think of them, but just go to Aldi's and get you some sauce. And you can do a whole lot of stuff with it. So I'm going to go ahead and add the chicken, and then I'm going to go ahead and pour the sauce all over that, get it all mixed up. And it wasn't quite enough for the amount of chicken I had, so I did have some extra sweet and sour sauce in the refrigerator that I'm just going to use that additional amount on there and just get that all mixed up. And look at how good that looks, y'all. So this came together very nicely. And here's a tip: if you are looking to cut carbs, or if you're on any kind of diet or anything, you could just eat this alone. You don't have to serve it over rice or anything like that. You could just make a side salad to go with it, or I mean, nothing at all. It's all about what you want to do. So let's go ahead and plate this up. So I'm gonna start with my easy, perfect, every single time rice. So we're gonna lay that down, and then we're gonna go ahead and add the sweet and sour chicken and veggies on top. And I think this is one of those dishes that just kind of has it all. You got the crunch from the chicken, you have your veggies, you have a sauce, you have a starch. So it just all comes together very nicely to make a very good, complete meal for you. So I'm just gonna go ahead and clean this up a little bit, and then we're gonna throw on some sesame seeds, pretty much for me, just for presentation. And then we will get ready to get served. And then outside of cutting up those veggies and the chicken, I don't think it was too labor intensive. And keep in mind, those are also things that you can do ahead of time if you want to make this an even quicker meal for you. And then by using the already made sweet and sour sauce and just the boil and bag rice, this is definitely something that you could make on a weeknight. Okay, guys, so this is our final look at our sweet and sour chicken. I think it came out pretty good. Be sure to let me know in the comments what you thought of this recipe and if you will try it or if you have tried it. So that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for staying tuned, and I will see you in the next one.